Hello, welcome to another edition of The Stars Unraveled. I wanted to explore a bit more about the character of Sagittarius by looking in depth at the symbolism of the Centaur, which the constellation represents. Now, as I'm sure most of you are aware, a centaur is a creature from Greek mythology that was all horse on the bottom and all human on the top. The dream combination for those of you who are into pony play. Um, Now, the symbolism of the centaur is meant to represent the divided state of what it is to be a human being, to have this division between one part of us that is bestial and governed by its sensual needs and desires, and another part of us which has aspirations that draw beyond the material world, and the difficulty of reconciling those two things. And I think that is an issue that is at the very heart of the Sagittarian experience, the desire to find the meeting point between the high and the low, between the sordid and the sublime, between the profound and the ridiculous. Whereas with the preceding sign of Scorpio, there's that tendency to stratify everything into extremes of good and evil, to want to take all that is nasty and primal and incriminating in your being and purify and transform it into something transcendental. The Sagittarian journey is more about trying to find a way of synthesizing those two things rather than dividing them and keeping them apart. So if we think about the lower part of the horse, that represents the part of us that is bestial, that is intuitive, and which responds using its animal brain, basically, the part of us that basically wants life to be about indulging our personal appetites. Whereas the upper human path is interested in finding meaning in life. It's interested in the greater human capacity for compassion, for faith, for belief, for finding wisdom in any possible situation. It sees life less about being just indulging those creature comforts and more about extrapolating wisdom from the experiences we have in life. And this is not the wisdom of books, this is the wisdom that derives from participating in the grand theatre of life, participating in the grand mythology of life, of being the hero or heroine in your own personal drama, and being able to see your life through this bigger lens. Not this thing where you're just crushed, living from moment to moment, but where you are seeing your life unfolding according to this greater arc, where all of the bits and pieces and different experiences you've had in your life don't seem just erratic and random and chaotic and meaningless, but where actually, when you pull back the lens, they all interlock in this Celtic knot of predestined geometric perfection. And really, like I said, there has to be a synthesis between these two parts of our nature, because if we only inhabit that higher human part that wants to be spiritual and grandiose and philosophical and high-minded and to see meaning and purpose in everything, then we become distracted from the ordinary world, from the mundane world, from our basic wants and needs of the things that we need to do to survive. We look down on those things instead of seeing them as being sacred and also a participatory factor in our own personal narrative. Whereas if we get too condensed in our bestial nature, if we say that life is about pleasure and enjoyment and nothing else, then we limit our capacity to really grow and to become more than we are. We limit our function to mere hedonism and deny ourselves the beauty of being able to support other people, of being able to see beyond our own existence, to be in contact with the visionary part of our nature that can transform everything into art. There we are.